behemoth. The Ultima Beast. Oh, you're supposed to stand in. Okay. Gotcha. GG. Alright. Cool. Ooh. Ooh, this one has like a dagger. Looks kind of cool, actually. We'll keep it. By Halone, how are we in one piece? At least now we know for certain elegant weapons were the source of the signal. But why would they need Ultima weapon prototypes in there? On second thought, I'd rather not know the answer to that. So he was the one? I presume he was the one who woke up the bloody things up. I tried talking to him, but only got sullen silence from my troubles. On the bright side, the teleporter should be functional now. That's assuming, of course, there's no one else lurking about. Well, would you look at that? Up and operational. But how do you think that Ixal reached Az's Law in the first place? There's no way their balloons can reach these altitudes. Unless the rumors are true. They say a group of Ixal in the North Shroud, calling themselves the Ekatal-9, has been working on some sort of hybrid airship. How's about we go and pay them a visit, eh? The last thing we need is for one of them to come back here and wake up another of the Allagan's delightful toys. True. I think that's a society quest, though, right? Didn't realize it was connected like that. Yeah, it is. That's what they are. There you are. Well, come on then. Let's go and have a word with the Ixal. Uh-oh. Seems I was right. That's him over there, getting an earful from his superior, no doubt. Take incomplete ship without permission, you did. Banish you from the Ekatal-9, I should. Forgive you this once, I will, but tell me true, cousin. Did you find Ayatlan? Well, say something. Caw. Ayatlan? Isn't that some fairy tale island the Ixal are said to have come from? Of course. That's why they've been building the airship. Ahem. Pardon the intrusion. Might I have a word with Kezel? What's this? Featherless ones? What business have you with the Ekatal-9? Meet with them in the fractal continuum, I did, in Az's Law. Az's Law? Why would you go back? Lined with tubes the walls were, filled with all manner of chimerical creations. In the last of the chambers, a terrible sight I saw. It looked like us, says the named Iskalion it was. To serve the Allagans they were made, developed for an airborne division. Obey any order they will. That sounds an awful lot like you Ixal, doesn't it? They say the wind risen up in Kurthus follow their superior's commands with frightening obedience. Little wonder why you all left to make your own tribe. Much the same it sounds, but end there. The similarities do not. Weak to the elements, the Ixalian were, and riddled with genetic instabilities. Does that not strike you as familiar? Unfit for the forests? Unfit to fly? An abomination we are, a failed experiment of the Allagans. If Ayatlan exists, in a test tube, it lies. Squawk, squawk, silence. If Ayatlan is the damnable laboratory of Allagans, then seek paradise elsewhere we must. My desire to fly, to find our home in the sky, created by science, these are not. Can we not aspire to greatness? After all, made to dream, we were not. Speak of this again, you will not, understand? None will deny the Ixal's ambitions, not even you. Forgive me, I was wrong. Our paradise, Ayatlan, find it in Az's Law, I did not, but someday I will, together with the Ekatal-9. Well, it looks like you've already resolved the matter we came to discuss. You won't be returning to Az's Law, I take it? Never, even at the threat of death. Return there we will not. Squall. Enough talking, Kazu. Prepare yourself for stealing our airship. A most severe punishment you will receive. Oh. Squawk, but Cecil. Everything settled then, eh? And who would have thought the Ixal actually came from Azizlan? I'd have lost all my feathers after hearing news like that. But they've chosen to keep a stiff upper lip, or beak, I suppose, and here I am being hard on myself for upbringing in the broom. Piss all compared to their hardships. True. If they won't give up on their dreams, then I won't on mine. Looks like I've got my work cut out for me, if I'm not to be even half the engineer Sid is. Thank you, Plum, for everything. Sweet. And I think the next one is the one I stopped doing. Yep. The burn. The gimlet dark. Okay. Just 2 more for Stormblood. I need to go to Tamamizu. Tortoise in Time. This one, right? Yeah. Sweet. A pleasure as ever to see you, my friend. Would that I could say the same for Soroban. He has yet to return to Tamamizu, so I can only assume he is still busy undergoing Genbu's rigorous training. Oh. Hello? Hello? Plum? Is my link pearl working? So unreliable, these little things. I'm going to pay a visit to Raizen Temple to see Soroban. It's Raizen Temple. Give him a treat to keep his spirits up. If you're available, you should come too. I hope you haven't forgotten how to get there, but in case you have, look for the cute animal trying not to look like a guard on duty in the middle of the volcanic island. I was, of course, not privy to your conversation just now, but on the off chance you are bound for Raizen Temple, give Soroban and Genbu my regards. Sweet. Headed for the temple or just taking in the wonderful smoky air? Yes, both. Oh, hello there. I pray you excuse my panting. Genbu is a rather demanding teacher, but I will not rest until granted leave to do so. Oh, well met, brave adventurer. You are come alone this day. What of the urchin girl I recall nipping at your heels? That's Tataru. And I'll thank you not to forget it, or else you'll get no takoyaki from me. Oh my, that would be most unfortunate. My sincerest apologies. I shall endeavor to remember little urchin Tataru. Of course, your name I will not soon forget, for you saved my dear friend Byako from descending into madness. It is good that you are here, Plum. Soroban has made great strides in his training, it is true, but I believe we need consider more drastic methods. Though he is not without potential, Soroban, as he is, simply lacks divinity. Should we carry on as we are, he may not be ready when we have need of his strength. As with Byako before, there will come a time when we must confront Seiryu and Suzaku and quell the raging Aramitama within them. Accordingly, we must use every means at our disposal, no matter how dangerous, to ensure we are prepared. No matter how dangerous. What exactly do you have in mind? Oh, there's no need for fearful trembling or withdrawing into one's shell. All I would have you do is open a box. Oh, is that all? Well, I've opened my fair share of boxes. But know that it is no ordinary box you must open. It is a tamate bako of geomancy, a sacred vessel which harbors the very power of time itself. And yet you say there is no need for fearful trembling. This box sounds terribly dangerous. To what end would you have me open it? That you may bathe in its temporal magics and age 1,000 years in an instant. That you may undergo the change and become an auspice, albeit until the magics dissipate. You would have me become an auspice, like the four lords. Whoa. Slow down. Hold on, Plum. Didn't you come across one of these tamate bako in Shisui of the Violet Tides? You did, didn't you? Oh yeah. That one boss where you have to go into the box and you get, like, changed into a little old person. I'm aware of similar relics in the possession of the Rayan. However, their magics alter only the appearance of those exposed. A mummer's trick, a glamour altogether, unlike the phenomenal power of the tamate bako we seek. Know that this is no legend, but incontrovertible truth. For the one who created the tamate bako of geomancy was a fellow auspice. Like many of us, he had lived long enough to see comrades become consumed by the Aramitama, see them descend into madness, and they waste the lands they had sworn to protect. And, like many of us, he had no choice but to put an end to their rampages. This auspice knew full well that he was destined to share their fate, and so, before he too fell from grace, he resolved to craft the tamate bako of geomancy, and when his work was complete, he bathed in its magics until he was no more. By the kami, he chose to die while his mind was still his own. I didn't know what to say. Once the true potential of the box was understood, that it could bring death to an auspice, it was decided that it should be placed under lock and key in the Swallow's compass, until we had need of it. However, the grand mausoleum of King Ganon has been abandoned to the Shikigami, forever bound to its halls as guardians. And only a warrior of surpassing strength can hope to overcome their trials. Steel yourself, Soroban. Until the moment Plum returns with the tamate bako of geomancy, you must train like you have never trained before. Yes, of course. Alright. Oh, have to go all the way. I think I remember this dungeon. Like where we're underwater for a bit of it, and then we're like really high up in the mountains for another bit, I think. Oh wow. I never noticed that. Cool, cool. Kamaitachi. Oh hey, you made it. Finally. I've only been waiting here forever and a day. But hey, it's not like we've got a potential calamity to worry about or anything. Anyway, I've already taken care of the ward sealing the tomb's entrance, so you're free to go in and get the box. But whatever you do, don't open it. And one more thing. I'll wager they told you about the Shikigami, but forgot to mention that the box itself is guarded by one of us. A tough bugger and a half. But you're a pretty tough bugger yourself, eh? You gave Byako what for, after all? Just don't say I didn't warn you. Swaddle's compass. Yeah, this one. Sweet. Should have time to finish all of the Stormwood ones. Maybe pick up one for Shadowbringers.